Welcome back to Echoed Stories. Get comfortable. It's story time. Let's dive in.
My boss looked me dead in the eye and said that protocol is God. He told me that if I ever touched his server infrastructure again without a signed, physical form and a digital ticket approval, he would personally escort me out of the building by my collar. He wanted a paper trail for breathing air. He wanted bureaucracy in a job that requires surgical speed. So, when the digital equivalent of a nuclear meltdown started on a Friday afternoon, I didn't grab the fire extinguisher. I grabbed my coffee, and I sat there watching the red lights blink, following his orders to the absolute letter. I work as the senior lead of infrastructure for a logistics giant. We aren't moving pizzas, we are moving millions of dollars of freight every single hour. Shipping containers, rail freight, air cargo, it's a 24/7 operation. The data never sleeps, and neither do the servers. For 6 years, I was the guy who kept the heartbeat going. I knew every hum, every fan speed, every blinking LED in the server room. My old boss, Sarah, understood one thing: uptime is king. If something breaks, you fix it first and you document it later. That was the unwritten rule. We were firefighters. You don't fill out a permit to spray water on a burning house. Then Sarah got promoted to regional director, and they brought in Marcus. Marcus was different. Marcus was an external hire. He came from a background in corporate compliance at a bank. He didn't know Linux from a lawnmower. He wore three-piece suits to a server room that was kept at 65 degrees. He smelled like expensive cologne and insecurity. From day one, he made it clear that he viewed the IT department as a wild west that needed to be tamed. His first week was a nightmare of meetings, not stand-ups. Not quick syncs. 4-hour meetings where he projected PowerPoint slides about synergy and chain of command. "There is too much cowboy coding going on here," he announced during one of these marathons, pacing back and forth like a general inspecting troops. "I see logs of restarts happening at 3 a.m. I see patches applied without a change control board review. This ends now." I raised my hand. I tried to be diplomatic. "Marcus, those 3 a.m. restarts are automated scripts catching memory leaks. If we wait for a review board, the latency spikes and the trucks at the Seattle depot can't scan their manifests. The drivers sit idle. We lose money." He stopped pacing. He turned to me with a look of pure condescension. It was the look you give a toddler who just explained how rocket science works. "You are missing the big picture," he said, tapping his temple. "Risk management is about control. If you restart a server and it fails, that is on me. I will not have unauthorized actions on my watch from this moment forward. Absolutely nothing changes in the production environment without a ticket ID, a risk assessment form, and my direct written approval via email. Is that clear?" The room went silent. My team looked at me. "What about emergencies?" I asked. "What if we have a catastrophic drive failure, a DDoS attack, a power rail failure?" Marcus leaned in over the table. Did I stutter? "Zero tolerance if you touch the production environment without my written sign-off. It is immediate termination for insubordination. We need accountability. Process is everything." He sent out the memo that afternoon. Subject, ***, new protocol, zero tolerance, ***. He CC'd HR. He CC'd the VP of operations. He boxed us in completely. For the next month, productivity tanked. Simple fixes that took 5 minutes now took 3 days. We were drowning in paperwork, forms for password resets, forms for clearing cache, forms for breathing. Morale was in the gutter, but Marcus, he was beaming. He had his charts, he had his compliance metrics. He felt powerful. Then came the Friday. It's always a Friday, isn't it? Marcus had left at noon. He had a leadership retreat, which everyone knew was code for golf with his buddies from his old bank. He sent a final email before he left. "I will be out of pocket until Monday morning. Do not contact me unless the building is physically on fire. Maintain standard operating procedures. No changes to the environment." At 4:15 p.m., I was at my desk looking forward to the weekend. The dashboard on my second monitor was all green, peaceful. Then a yellow light flickered. Cluster B, storage array 4. I clicked on it. Read latency was spiking. 200 ms, 500 ms, 1000 ms, that's not good, that's the precursor to a drive locking up. I opened the diagnostics. It was a known issue with the firmware on these specific drives. We had a script for this. It was a simple procedure: isolate the drive, flush the cache, reset the controller, rejoin the array. Total time, maybe 8 minutes. No downtime if caught early. But that requires changing the production environment. I looked at the clock, 4:20 p.m. I looked at the procedure. I looked at the zero tolerance email printed and taped to the wall. Marcus insisted we tape it there. I turned to Dave, my sysadmin. Dave, array 4 is wobbling. Dave pulled up the graph. Oof, yeah, that controller is going to seize up. Want me to run the reset script? Do you have a ticket approved by Marcus? I asked. My voice flat. Dave paused. He looked at me. He looked at the email on the wall. No, he's at golf. He said no contact. Then we can't touch it, I said, leaning back in my chair. If we touch it, we get fired, insubordination. But, Dave stammered. If that controller locks, it drags the whole SQL cluster down. The redundancy on that rack is. Well, you know the backup battery is scheduled for replacement next week. If it crashes hard, it might corrupt the transaction logs. I am aware, I said, but protocol is God. I opened my email client. I drafted a message to Marcus. *** subject, urgent storage array failure, imminent approval required, *** importance, hi, *** hi Marcus. The controller on storage array 4 is showing pre-failure symptoms. High latency. Risk of total cluster lockup is 99% within the next hour. Fix requires execution of script B44. Please reply immediately with written approval to proceed. Standing by. I hit send. 4:30 p.m. The latency was now 2000 ms. The warehouse management system was starting to lag. I could hear the murmurs starting in the office. People clicking their mice aggressively, wondering why their screens were freezing. 4:45 p.m. The phone on my desk rang. It was Susan from dispatch. Hey, the system is crawling. I have 20 trucks at the gate in Ohio and the scanners aren't reading the barcodes. The drivers are getting pissed. What's going on? We have a hardware degradation, I said calmly. I'm waiting for authorization to fix it. Authorization? Just fix it. We are backing up onto the highway. Can't, Susan. Marcus's new policy. Zero tolerance. I need his email approval. I've sent the request. Well, call him. He's at a retreat, no phone policy. I'm following orders. I hung up. 5:00 p.m. The drive died. It wasn't a quiet death. The controller locked up so hard it sent a panic signal to the rest of the cluster. Because we hadn't isolated it, the failover logic tripped over the corrupted data stream. *** crash. *** the silence in the server room was deafening as the fans spun down on the main units, followed immediately by the screaming of the alarms. Red lights everywhere. It looked like a disco in hell. The office exploded into noise. Every phone in the IT department started ringing simultaneously. It was a cacophony of logistics down, critical failure, and angry ringtones. Dave looked pale. The transaction logs, they're corrupted. We just lost the last hour of shipping data across the entire East Coast. Document it, I said, taking a sip of my coffee. Open a ticket, assign it to Marcus for review. 5:30 p.m. The damage was catastrophic. The entire logistics network for the eastern seaboard was dead in the water. Thousands of packages stranded. Perishable goods sitting in non-refrigerated holding areas because the automated routing systems were offline. I sat there watching the chaos. I felt peaceful. At 5:45 p.m., the door to the server room flew open. It wasn't Marcus. It was the CEO, Mr. Henderson. He looked like he had run down the stairs from the executive suite. He roared. Why is everything dark? The VP of sales just told me we are losing $50,000 every 10 minutes. What is broken? I stood up slowly. Mr. Henderson, we experienced a controller failure on array 4. And his face was red. Why isn't it fixed? I identified the issue at 4:15 p.m., sir. I requested authorization to repair it. You requested what? I pointed to the wall to Marcus's email. Marcus instituted a zero-tolerance policy last month, no access to production systems without his direct written approval. Penalty is immediate termination. I emailed him at 4:20 p.m. I have not received a response. Therefore, my hands are tied. I cannot touch the server without forfeiting my job. The CEO stared at the paper. He read the bolded words. **zero tolerance. **** immediate termination. ***. He looked at me. He threatened to fire you for fixing the system. Explicitly, sir, in front of the whole team. Mr. Henderson took a deep breath. He closed his eyes for a second. When he opened them, the rage was gone, replaced by a cold, terrifying focus. Fix it, he said softly. Now. With respect, sir, I said, playing my final card. I need that in writing to protect myself from Marcus on Monday. The CEO pulled out his BlackBerry. Yes, he still used one. He typed furiously for 10 seconds. **ping. **I checked my inbox. *** from CEO *** subject. Override *** body. Fix the damn servers. Marcus is no longer a concern. Thank you, sir. I said, Dave, initialize the disaster recovery protocol. Let's get to work. It took us 14 hours because we had waited. The data corruption had spread. We had to restore from the previous night's backup and manually reconcile the differential logs. It was a nightmare. We worked through the night. Pizza boxes piled up. The coffee pot ran dry 3 times. By Saturday morning, the trucks were moving again. But the damage was done. The estimated loss was around $400,000 in delayed shipments, penalties, and overtime wages. Monday morning, the reckoning. I was at my desk at 8:00 a.m. I looked like a zombie running on 2 hours of sleep. Marcus walked in at 9:00 a.m. holding a Starbucks cup, looking tan and relaxed from his golf weekend. He clearly hadn't checked his email. He strolled past my desk. Good weekend, op. Everything quiet. I didn't answer. I just pointed to his office. The CEO was sitting in Marcus's chair. Marcus stopped. His tan seemed to fade instantly. Mr. Henderson, to what do I owe the pleasure? The glass walls of the office are not soundproof. Not really. We heard the first shout. Do you know how much a minute of downtime costs us? Marcus was stuttering. We could see him waving his hands, trying to explain, trying to spin it. Then Mr. Henderson picked up a piece of paper. It was the printout of my email to Marcus from Friday afternoon, the one asking for permission to save the company. He asked you, the CEO screamed. He gave you an hour warning, and because of your ego, we bleed money. Marcus tried to speak. Get out. It wasn't a metaphor. Security was called. Marcus was given 5 minutes to collect his personal effects. He walked out holding a cardboard box, his expensive suit looking a lot less powerful than it did on Friday. As he passed my desk, he glared at me, a look of pure venom. You could have called, he hissed. I followed protocol, I replied, not even looking up from my monitor. Written approval only, remember? Mr. Henderson came out a moment later. He walked over to my station. He looked tired. We're scrapping the approval policy, he said. You and your team know what you're doing. Just keep us running. If you need anything, come to me directly. Understood, sir. And op, yes, take a few days off, paid, you look like hell. I took 3 days off. I slept for 2 of them. The best part, a few weeks later, I found out that Marcus tried to use me as a reference for a new job. The recruiter called me. He lists process optimization and risk management as his key strengths, the recruiter said. Would you agree? I laughed. I laughed until I wheezed. Let me tell you a story about a Friday afternoon, I said, and a little thing called malicious compliance. I don't think Marcus got that job.